Hi, welcome to Please Find Attached. I'm Ide Dimakoje, and with me we've got what are we talking about today?
Passion or pay.
Passion or pay. Dude, very important topic.
But that's the what's the word? That's the English version. In real life, money or work. It's not exactly.
Or survivor.
Money or survival. No, money is survival now.
Yeah.
So
passion.
Survival or
passion.
Or passion.
Yeah.
Yes. So
from you, which one is more important?
I don't want to talk first. You talk first.
Okay, I think it's also it depends on which phase you are in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Also depends on where you come from.
Okay.
So it's easy if you are from a rich home, a comfortable home, to talk about passion. It's easier. But if you come from a background that is less
Nepo Lapo, basically.
Yes.
If you
so
Lapo,
it's
concern Lapo.
Which one is passion?
So what exactly is passion, Seth? Let's break it down, because everybody just says it like passion. What is passion?
I think they keep talking about loving your job, loving what you do, sleeping and thinking about your work, which is great, which is great for some people, That's what people talk about when they're talking about passion. And to be honest, I've had passion for my work in different phases, not all my roles.
You've changed career like 10 times.
It's not
so
to 10.
Which one of them are you even talking about?
It's not to 10, but for a few of them. So for instance, not my first job, but for my first company,
mm-hmm.
In that company I had 3 roles. My first role was core engineering. I did not like it.
Okay.
I was committed to it.
Okay.
I was very dedicated,
okay.
But I did not like it. My next role, I loved it. I was a product guy in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the forefront of innovation. I loved it. And different points in my career, I've really liked my work. But there are
so is that passion?
Well, part of it is, for some people, you are working, then you have side hustle that you are passionate about. So some people love fashion, yeah, but maybe you work in a bank, mm-hmm. or someone works in 9 to 5, maybe in bank as well, but you love cooking or you love baking. Then
I find it hard to understand, because personally,
you've never had passion.
Who are the how many jobs in Nigeria today do you know that when somebody just gets that job, the person has hammered? It's just one sector.
There are few.
It's just oil company.
What of government?
All of us, when we are
what of government?
Leave government.
There are certain rules in
government. Is not clean money. I mean, money that every month when they hit you like this, you are empowered. It's oil company now. So how many oil company staff, Chevron, Shell, Mobil, do you know that have side hustles?
Funny enough, I know one.
Maybe one. Just one.
I know one.
You agree with me now?
I know one.
So this thing, all that. Let me even look for the dictionary meaning of passion. I need to define passion.
What is the definition of passion?
It said strong and barely controllable emotion.
No,
nobody has that.
No, now that Nigeria. Definition is for love.
It's passion now.
For love, it also depends on context.
Passion and suffering and death of Jesus, the passion of the Christ, a man of impetuous passion. Is the same thing we're talking about.
So say it again. Use the words again. A strong
and barely controllable emotion. It doesn't mean
a strong emotion for the work.
I'm passionate about music, classical music, right? Yeah. It's barely controllable.
So that's your passion.
It's not like me now with my wife and 2 children. I say I want to sing.
So are you passionate?
I say I want to start singing at this age. I want to enter studio.
So it depends. Like I said, depends on the phase you are in life.
Okay.
Depends on where you are coming from,
mm-hmm.
your background. So, like you said, Lapo babies, a lot of them may not have the luxury of passion.
Okay.
You need to feed yourself. You need, in certain cases, to feed your family. So passion is not there. Like you said, you love music. You're passionate about
mm-hmm.
music. But if you now say you hit the streets to do your music, you and those lovely children,
you suffer. Exactly. So another thing is, for men, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the heading under this topic, gender. Do you think women even have more of an option to follow passion versus we, the men that are supposedly the head of the house?
As someone that was surrounded by women all his life and still is surrounded by women, I don't like going into gender talk, because just like men, it depends on their situation.
Okay.
If they are also lapo men, leave passion there. If they are also depending on their phase as well. But generally, if they have a provider husband,
it don't even have to be. It's not a lapo scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, in a marriage context where you have a provider husband
and everything's all right, solid,
yes,
of course,
can follow your passion.
You can.
But that man cannot necessarily follow his passion.
It actually reminds me. I remember there was this role, and I've talked about it before. I was paid quite well, but I hated, and I deliberately used the word hate. I hated every single second I spent on that job.
I remember that job. You hated the employer. You hated.
No, let's not say
everything.
I respected the employer, but I did not enjoy working there.
Okay.
I felt it was just micromanaged. It was just an awful environment for me.
But it was also one of your highest paying jobs to date.
Yes.
You only left because you got an option that was about half of that pay.
So how many people will do that? You are paid very well and you take a 50% cut.
Personally, I can't do that too.
I'll
go to work crying every day and I'll take them.
Dude,
no, see, I've been in a role where every day when I get to my complaint now, these people, they're back. But Baba, when that alert hits, so when I look at the alert, I say, God, thank you. Dude, thank you for this job that I hate.
So and I understand, and I've also been there. You know, I've had even roles after that.
Yeah.
But this particular role, to be honest, I could not stand it. I was just there for a few months.
Yeah,
I could not stand it. And it's been well over
3 years.
What are you talking about? Almost 10 years.
That role. That means I'm mixing up your other role.
It's almost 10 years.
Okay.
And let's say 9 or 8 years. Recently, this year,
the role where we met, did you have passion for that role?
Of course not, but the pay was good, and
the accommodation
was good. We were treated like expatriates.
Yes.
So to be honest,
so those are the things that you weigh. You can't just go, I don't like the job, I'm not passionate about it, and then you just say, I know someone that was looking for a role. You know, you're at a certain level in your career. You are looking for manager, senior manager. One of the roles gave her that, beam. Then another one too was quite senior. The one that was very senior, the pay was half of the one that was like a manager but not senior.
Yeah.
It was not a question of which one should she take. You know me now.
Money.
I said, please, what's the difference? The difference was 100%. Like one was literally half of the other one. But what are we talking about here?
But see, so money is important. We appreciate God for the money and the opportunities for the money. But does that give you job fulfillment?
I'm going to be crude here. I'm sorry. I'm going to speak Yoruba.
Oh yeah.
We need that for fulfillment. Fulfillment. I didn't you know what the economy is saying, this man. The other day you were telling me you paid school fees, this. Fulfillment care.
But I won't lie to you. Sometimes as humans we want more. And I remember this brings something, one of my old bosses, it was the CMO then, I was still smally. And then I was trying to become a manager. Now people were fighting for me, I was fighting to become a manager. The guy felt I was too young. So when the pressure was too much on him, everybody was coming to, give this boy. He agreed, but he now called me to his office. He said, this thing you're fighting for, personally, I think you're too young for it, but I know you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that was a good boss. So.
He was. I still buzz him on LinkedIn once in a while. But one thing he said to me that, to be honest, is true. He says, every time you receive a pay increase, you're excited, you're happy. After 3 to 5 months, it's now
everything will normalize.
It now normalizes. You now want more. So his point was, I think the point he was trying to make was, just be content where you are.
No, I don't agree with contentment.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong about.
consistency.
I might be wrong about what he was trying to communicate, but the fact that he said after 3 to 5 months it normalizes, that one is a fact.
Okay.
After
But you liked the job.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, so your own is
And that
not
particular job I was passionate about.
exactly.
That particular job.
And then you got money.
Got
I believe personally that people actually fight for money, not really the promotion. They know that with promotion comes money, but it's the money that they are really after.
That's not always
You know,
true.
should I tell you why?
That's not always
You can see somebody in fact, I have one Egbon in another company, like Egbon. When I started becoming manager, this, and they will give me manager title, senior manager title in our private sector, tech and everything. My salary was like his title. His title in oil and gas was something specialist.
So I was about to say that.
So I'm like, for like 7 years, that was his title, but he will buy me and my family.
So I was about to say that, you know, as you go in corporate world, sometimes you have roles that you manage people, so manager roles, and there are some roles where you are just a specialist. You're not managing anybody. So in many of those roles, they pay those people very well.
Guess what? He even used to laugh at me. He say, manager.
He's an agbaya.
You say, manager. But time he saw my LinkedIn.
But guess what? There's a level you reach, especially when you are well paid, that it's no longer about the money.
Oh yes.
It becomes about impact, influence, power. At that level, money, yeah, if you had money, great. They won't reject the money, but great. But it's more about influence, power, impact. And that's where, you know, maybe things like passion now come in.
This even leads me to the next question or topic. You know, when you go to an interview and they ask you what motivates you. I know that we are all liars. I've been honest once or twice, but for the majority part, we are all liars.
I have it.
So everybody say,
back question to you.
When is
your last role that you got? When they asked you, what did you say?
I said, I'm passionate about impacting lives and blah 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 blah. You know, I want to see the growth of Nigeria, and then in my mind, I'm like, I just get this job, I just get this money. They will hear anybody. That was in my mind. I just get this money. But you have to present that you are not after our money. Yeah. But there was one. Okay, so you know those interviews that they say you used to just test yourself on the market.
Yeah,
I had one of those, and they asked me, and I told them it's money.
Are you serious?
I was able to do that because I was.
You did not desperate. Care. You did not care. But
guess what? They found it
refreshing.
This guy.
Refreshing.
They found it refreshing. Like, this guy actually said it. I said it's true. I like money. That the fact that I know that I'm getting money. That's what. In fact, they phrased it like this: what gets you out of bed in the morning? I just couldn't lie. I was not in the mood. It's money now.
So did they call you back?
Of course they did.
Oh, so
and I didn't take it. But the fact that I was able to experiment and tell the truth, I realized that look, all of us were all the same. We're all the same. So the question to you: what motivates you?
Me?
Passion.
In this phase, it's money. I'm on a phase where
you are very materialistic.
To be honest,
you are materialistic.
Money is very important. Of course, in the phase, kids are growing up. You have to pay for school fees, things like that. You want to invest. You need to prepare for the later years. For me, I struggle with work if I am not having impact. So impact is very important to me. So you need to be able to have impact in your immediate environment, and for the kind of roles I've had, also impact on the market. When I see that I have impact, I see the work of my hand here, there. It gets me out of bed.
Okay.
But money is also very important.
Let me ask you a question now. Yeah. In fact, I prepared this question for you. I want everybody to know if you are a liar. So you are in your current role now. You're not sure if the job is fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know, you're just doing the job because you have the skill set.
Yeah.
Now, I know that your current salary is not bad at all. You are in the 1% of 1% based on the last stats in terms of your monthly salary.
Not 1% of 1%.
You are 1%. Yes, you are 1%.
10%.
If your boss paid you double today, will your job be instantly more fulfilling?
It will. it will for 3 to 5 months.
No, it will. So it will
For
be
3 to
fulfilling.
5. To be honest, yeah, the job will be sweeter,
Okay.
especially at the end of the month.
Okay. For me, I remember I had a similar experience, but it wasn't double. I just started this
double.
role. I just started this role. In fact, you know about the role now. So one of those transformative, life-changing jobs that we know recently.
Okay.
I just started work there. 4 months later, I was working from home and my laptop was open. I just saw salary increment.
And you had just been working for 4 months.
Yes. Now let me finish. The percentage was like 20% or 20 something percent. Meanwhile, I always complain about the job at home. I told my wife, say these people, they are wahala, blah, 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 blah. You see, when I saw that email and I just clicked and it just opened, there's this Yoruba chorus, Oshe Oje. I started singing it from my bedroom to the kitchen where my wife was, what's the problem? I said, it's God no merciful. Hey.
That must have been the feeling.
I was so fulfilled in that moment. I became passionate immediately. So the next day, when I go to work, I was like, which is true about money can motivate you and it's not a bad thing because you want to make sure that.
So, question to you. See me on the same.
Yeah.
Let's say you're okay. When I say okay, you actually are okay. You can.
$10 okay. Which kind of okay?
That's very high, but close enough.
Okay.
Would you take a 1 million naira? In your brain, you can multiply it 10 million.
Yeah,
it can be 1 million, it can be 10 million. Would you take a 1 million, 10 million naira role where it's a shitty environment? You're not happy. You're good at the job, you're getting it done, but it's just there. You don't like the environment, but they're paying you 10 million naira versus a 3 million naira job where kumbaya, everything's happening, you love your boss, you're passionate about the role, you're loving it, you love the environment.
Yes.
If Owo is not a factor,
yes,
which will you go for?
Kumbaya. Are you joking? Let's even use the numbers that you've used. 10 million to 3 million. See, Yoruba say Owo ontolowo. Money no dey do rich man. That's 7 million difference. Do you know what I can be doing with it? So when you say I'm okay, I have a house that is my own in a choice area. And we have 1 or 2 other properties.
That's good. You travel, you have investment.
I have investment.
In fact, you don't need to necessarily rely on your salary.
Let me tell you, that's 7 million naira difference. I can be dashing family members.
True. Now, let me add one. Your boss in that 10 million naira role is insulting you steady. They're dealing with you steady. A smallie, that just left school. Somehow, maybe the father or the brother.
For 7 million. Why are you talking like? I don't think we'll be friends again. 7 million.
So you take the disrespect.
Yoruba say, if I call you fool now, when you walk to your gate, nobody will know that I call you fool. It doesn't attach to your body. But I get where you are coming from. There is a level that I'm talking to.
You've done it before.
I've done it before that time.
You've done it before. So as my money hadn't reached, as you're talking, my mind was saying, Nero.
But my money hadn't gotten to that big difference money. That's why I knew that, okay, if I leave this job, I will get something. In fact, I left for a 60% pay cut.
So you've also done it.
No, but I wasn't leaving for the job. I left the job first out of
frustration.
The job that I now found now happened to be 60% pay cut. So it wasn't, they were totally.
So you were all over that. You're proud, you just dropped.
And let me tell you, in that job, let me tell you what happened in that job. They recruited all of us, starry-eyed, gave all of us head of. That age, 7, 8 years ago, when that head of something was shaking
your 30s, early 30s,
head of senior manager, they recruited like 5 of us. They gave us, Baba, brand new cars. In my life, I never seen brand new car in my compound, let alone tear the rubber. Me and the driver in the office, we tore the rubber together. So I was like, no, these people have me. Then they were giving us free breakfast. In fact, the place was so toxic that till today, one of my foolish friends, he still laughs about it. He say, Baba, only breakfast. Because I used to foolishly take a picture of breakfast. I say, we are eating this morning. Then later in the day, by 12, I say, Mo, if you see how this guy just abused me, you say, but the breakfast. Anyway, I wasn't even the first person to walk away or get angry. I remember we were in one meeting. You know this thing that I say about your guy that's not really... There was somebody that was like you, core marketing. He had been doing marketing his whole life. And then one guy that they said was director just started talking to him anyhow. Okay. You know when you talk to somebody or you accuse the person and the person wants to reply, he was not now letting him talk. You know, said, let me answer. I said, no, the guy just changed it for him.
Are you serious?
He just comes and said, who do you think you are? This thing that you're talking about, you don't know anything about it. Sheunzo that you shout about, you don't know anything about it. These guys, you don't know anything about it.
He gave it
because
to
they
him.
just made you a guy. He said, see, me and you, if we meet for outside, I go beat you. I go beat you. Say, well, see, I won't pass yourself. Normally, that shouldn't matter. But because he was now actually sounding very daft, this guy just left the boardroom, went to HR, dropped their car key, laptop, and went home. Now, fast forward maybe like a week later when his eye cleared.
Don't tell me he came to beg.
No, he sent me a message, say, Baba, how fine if I walk. But I can relate because in that moment he had to put a stop to it. But was the money good? That was the first time I entered that range that we were all chasing in our early 30s. You know that range now, that mark, that 1% mark.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to go as well. It was hard. But one day I went for one meeting and the CEO called me and he was just abusing me.
Yeah.
Ask me why.
Why?
He called me, I didn't pick up. Ask me why.
Why?
I was presenting solution to a client.
Hi. And he abused you on top.
Abused me. Me too. I just got to the office that day. I just said, well, I'm not doing it again. But now, Baba,
In retrospect.
not forget retrospect. With the responsibilities on my neck now,
You swallow it.
if they are paying me 10, 15 million and the same thing happened, I'm not going to go anywhere. I will be there.
Of course.
Unless you come and tell me you are going, I'll fire you. In which case, we will now sit down and discuss severance. Sure, you get my point. So you are right about where you are in life and you know what your
Go and
priorities
ask a
are.
lot of the bank, the top guys in banks.
Of course. Of course.
And the gist I hear. In some banks and not all banks.
But should fulfillment come from work? Because the fact that we're even talking about passion and fulfillment with work, it is your work. You're just supposed to do it to earn a living. So why are we even being fulfilled in life? It should be beyond your office. Or what do you think?
So, it's easy to talk like that now because, the world has changed, the workplace has changed.
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance, remote work. But back in the day, when our parents, their entire life was that job, they would spend 30 years in one row. You look for fulfillment in the office. You would.
Yeah, but
then if the office is not giving you more, maybe you go for country club, one of those clubs and play outside, you understand? But the truth is, on average, forget the work-life balance and remote. On average, you're spending 8 hours of your day, on average.
In the office.
You should at least try to make it, I don't want to use the word bearable, but you should try to make it fun. It should be
I think
it's something you're excited
bearable
about.
is fair enough.
That's
You don't have
worst
to-
case. That's
You don't
worst
have
case
to
now.
like it, but you can make it bearable.
At least. But you should try to get something out of it. And we're having this conversation recently in the workplace. And one of my colleagues said, you know what, for her, she's at that point in time that the money is the fulfillment. For her, the money. So she does her work, she goes, and she knows that, because of this pay that is coming, that's her own fulfillment. So she's not looking for anything extra.
Okay.
So for someone like me, that I like impact.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond the functional role, I've taken it upon myself to, try to make the shop floor fun, just to add a little life, to build on the culture. That's my own personal role, impact.
Okay, so another area, because we've been talking about the job you like and everything, about fulfillment, and then we've veered a lot into maybe because it's a toxic job and all that.
Yeah.
What if it's a job? There are some I too knows. In fact, those people that when we're in class, once teacher asks question, they raise up their hand. You have people like that in the workplace that there's nothing wrong with the job, they just feel like I'm not doing enough work. They want more work. So you that the other day I heard you complaining that this stress is too much. Will you be happy now if you get a job that pays you very well and you're not doing too much? You're not doing it. Will you complain?
Bro, I won't complain, but I have been in those situations at least twice where the job was okay, it was okay, but I was not using 15% of my brain, 10%.
Did you have a problem with that?
Yeah, at some point.
But you've paid your dues.
I paid. So the thing about it, and for the first time that time when it happened to me in two different roles. The first time I was much younger. I think it was my second company, and I was just there.
That's how I was. That place we met.
I was just there. You understand? So it was boring. Literally, that was when Game of Thrones just started. I'll be watching Game of Thrones on my phone.
You're saying it. What if your employer finds out?
That's almost 20 years ago. But it was really. But the second one, it was a lovely environment, but I was not being utilized as much as I could. So I found other projects.
Okay.
Side hustles, mentoring. I was just all over the place. So outside work, I was quite busy.
Okay.
So I found, and I think that goes back to your question, should you find fulfillment in work? In that scenario, I found other things to do.
But that for some sectors, especially I think even in banking, the higher you go, you're just signing papers.
Oh yes.
You can set division, strategy,
yes.
But your day-to-day is they are sending you stuff to review and sign.
And that's life.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Will you say they are not fulfilled after putting in over 30 years of their life?
They're okay, they're good.
So
remember the book I wrote, Prepare to Lose Your Job. Mm-hmm. Most people always think that it's about losing my job. But in reality, as you go up, you lose some jobs.
Yeah.
It's not everything. You won't be going to do everything. So as you climb the ladder, there are some things you leave and some things, new capabilities that you get. So you need to unlearn, relearn a few things as you go up. So I'll give you an example. When I was in telecoms, I used to realize that my CEO then, if he's not at an event, he's at a media listing, he's visiting a governor.
It looked like he was chilling.
So in my mind, I was like,
what's he even doing?
So I used to ask, so when does he have time to work? That was my thought process then. That's been a long. That was my thought process that if he's all over the place at this event,
that's his work. Branding,
but that is
networking. Yes, that is his work. That's what he's paid to do.
So that is work, because with that he's opening doors, he's putting the brand out there. But I didn't understand that then
at that time,
but
he's enjoying it now because he has paid his dues as well.
Why it used to bother me, because then you have documents and he's sitting there for days waiting for CEO to sign. So I used to be frustrated that this man's always saying, so when will he work?
Like he's faffing.
When will he work? We wait days for him to sign, but he was working. In fact, that was his work. And that's what happens as you get.
I think we need to start wrapping up now. So I think final thoughts on passion or pay as we've tagged.
I think it is, as humans, we need to survive.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is survival, depending on where you come from. Then you thrive, you aim to thrive. But as we thrive or go out in our workplace, I think it's a little better if you can love what you're doing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
When you love what you do, then the work doesn't seem like work. Mm-hmm. I know it's cliche. I know it's cliche.
It's so cliche.
I know it's cliche. But I have been lucky in my career to have experienced certain points in the career where I truly loved what I was doing. And I can say with all confidence that those times when I loved what it didn't feel like work. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've been there too. I've been there. My second ever job till today, I think it was a job that I loved the most. Coincidentally, is in your sector. And that was the only time I had to do like marketing. In fact, when I left that company, they were calling me back and paying me as a contract to be doing some of the work. And I had a 9 to 5 already. So for me, I think to close out, I'll just say, know where you are in your career and your life. I feel like everybody deserves to be remunerated adequately for their work. Now, if your circumstance, doesn't allow you to follow your passion, follow the money, get the money first. Later on in future, you can do passion, but follow the money, earn enough to have a decent life. And then maybe 10 years down the line, you can follow your passion. But if you are lucky enough to now find both in one role, fantastic. But me, I will tell people,
Yeah. In fact, there was something as you were talking, I remembered, I've forgotten who said it. It's either Prof G.
Mm-hmm.
He said that one of the biggest lies that successful people tell young people is follow your passion. Prof G said it. And he says that anyone saying follow your passion, they are already
okay, yeah.
And in most cases, and to be honest, I found this, a lot of people, what they might be popular for is not where they make money from.
Yeah.
In certain cases, where they make money from is the boring stuff that nobody sees. But they are popular for the shiny thing.
So in summary, follow the money. That's all I'll say.
At least in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, have a good one.
Till we see you again.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.